Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another session of Living Word of Darkness. Here we are again. Same night, and very late at the night, about a couple of hours before dawn. Lady Sheridan and Ghost are going back to Lady Sheridan's mansion, and they're just walking up the steps. And Ghost is standing there waiting for Lady Sheridan to open the door to walk in.
Lady Sheridan will open the door and proceed in, quietly thinking to herself that at least she won't have to continue opening her own door for much longer with the schools around. Have to be useful for something.
Ghost is somewhat hang-dogged. She looks a little bit depressed. She follows him with her head hanging low. Maybe some of the stuff that Limey said had gotten to her. She'd had a long, hard day, and she's looking at the floor. And as she looks down at the floor, there's a trail of crumbs. The crumbs lead all the way across your floor.
Perhaps one of them woke up.
It's somewhat of a biscuit trail leading down towards the basement.
But I'm quite sure it'd be a bad plan for them to head down there. We should go and collect them. Make sure they get tucked back up in bed.
It might be a trap. Ghost looks at the crumbs. Breadcrumbs?
Yes.
Hang on, let me see where the guys are. And she goes and has a look out. And you hear her talking to somebody. And she says, "Well, where's Billy?" And he goes, "I don't know, I went for a piss. He wasn't here when I got back." And you hear goes, "Come back in." Billy's missing.
I see. But it is more than a little concerning.
Well, he's an idiot. He's probably, fallen down a hole or something. We should probably go check this out, though. I hope it's no more fucking things to fight. I've had enough today.
Lady Sheridan will give Ghost a sympathetic smile, and then start following the biscuit crumbs.
They lead all the way down, and they lead to a plate which is being put on one of the like spanking benches or something. It's being used as a table as opposed to its original purpose.
Well, considering there's a corridor down here, and the dungeon is not just down the stairs; it's in one of the rooms.
Oh right.
There's probably side tables before then, but
yeah, okay. It's on one of the side tables. I didn't know that.
No. Sorry, it was my fault for not describing it properly before.
Yeah, it's been left on one of the tables. There's a few crumbs dripping in, a couple of crumbs dripping into the dungeon room. It's sort of a plate of it was probably a really large plate of biscuits. It's got a sort of finger smear prints on it.
Lady Sheridan's going to raise an eyebrow, and then, with a glance to Ghost to check that Ghost is ready, push open the door to the dungeon.
Ghost nods and she follows in and looks at the biscuits and forlornly wishing she could have a biscuit and a cup of tea. She follows in, and I imagine the room's quite dark, isn't it? Unless you put all the lights on in it.
Probably, yeah. It does tend to be. There's kind of a variety of lighting settings, but not sure how many. There's like 6 different light switches, so.
Well, one of the light switches has been turned on. It's now got sort of like a red
Yep,
brothel
that'd definitely be
style
one of the settings. Wow.
glow to it, and you can see a figure standing in the corner, a big figure, just with his back to the door.
This room is by invitation only.
The figure doesn't seem like he noticed you come into the room, and you see why when he turns around. He's got like one of those gimp masks on, sort of covering his head, and he sort of put it on not very well, as if he was playing with it and he doesn't quite know how to use it. And he sort of jumps around in surprise when you start talking and embarrassment. And he starts saying something, but you can't really hear what he's saying. He's got a mask on. Sort of, woo, woo, woo. And Ghost sees his t-shirt that says, in the picture that says Jesus loves you, but the best I think you're an asshole. He goes, fuck's sake, Billy. Take the fucking mask off. She doesn't look amused at all. She's had enough of this shit by the end of the day.
Yeah, don't blame her.
And he takes the mask off and it pinches his mustache a little bit. He goes, oh, fuck. He takes the mask off and he's got like a little bit of chocolate around his mouth. And he's, I'm sorry, I was just having a look. It's boring out there. And he puts down the mask. And Ghost is giving him a look that could probably boil his blood inside his body.
If she was a Tremere.
If she was a Tremere. But he looks at you and looks at Ghost and he's like, yeah, I should probably leave. He's wondering whether he's sort of like, am I interrupting something, or I wasn't expecting to have you back here, boss. And Ghost like, well, you know, so I have to inform you of everything that I do now, do I? Just get out. She sort of does the thumb over the shoulder motion, and he rumbles through, and you can hear him he picks up the plate, and he's sort of picking up the crumbs. Leave the fucking biscuits alone. Get out. And Ghost puts her head in her hand. She goes, I'm so sorry. Such an idiot.
Yes, well, I'm sure he meant well.
It's like having a child. God knows what he thinks now that we get up to.
Well, if you'd like him to forget, I can do that.
No, I doubt it would be a surprise in what you've seen me get up to so far. It's not like I've got a reputation to protect. I was more thinking about you.
Oh, I honestly don't mind.
Ghost goes over and has a look at the helmet, and she sees there's a bit of chocolate inside it. And she takes out a bit of cloth and she's cleaning it off. Oh well, it's wipe clean anyway. She has a look around to make sure nothing else has been disturbed. Of some crumbs, there doesn't seem to be anything missing or moved. Looks like he's had to go on sitting on some of the racks and stuff like that, though.
Sheridan looks completely unconcerned, but she will actually be going over and cleaning the whole room later. She is a teeny bit anal when it comes to her dungeon.
Try not to make a joke about that.
Yeah, well, that was kind of an out-of-character comment.
Yeah, no, exactly. Otherwise, I would have been a joke about it. Guess it's like, come on, let's go. Let's go check on these two upstairs.
Yes. Hopefully they will be quietly tucked up in their sleep.
Oh, yeah, turn the light off and come out the dungeon.
And they make their way upstairs to the guest bedrooms. Well, the servants' quarters. But yeah.
Servant. Guess rolls her eyes and she sees that she's put them in what used to be the servants' quarters of the house a little bit. But
well, it's either that or trying to decide which of them gets the ensuite.
There's an ensuite. Sweet.
In the main guest quarters, yes.
Guess seems to be thinking about something. But she shakes her head and tries to concentrate on the matter at hand. And she goes into the first room and checks in, and they both seem to be sleeping.
Which is good.
They're both there, they're both asleep. So. She just looks relieved. She wasn't in the mood for playing catch the ghoul tonight.
Yes. Can't blame her.
She walks away from the doors just in case they are awake and listening. She says, I don't know what we're going to do with them.
I'm sure we'll find something, but in the meantime, I think they need space to recover.
They're pretty badly damaged, you know, up there.
Yes.
The blood bond makes you do pretty fucked up things.
I'm quite aware.
They both committed murder. Essentially for their own survival, you know. A ghoul needs its blood. It's addiction.
Yes.
But
there's no reason they should have to remember that.
That's what I was thinking. Perhaps it'd be better if they didn't remember that and they could go on with their lives.
Either way, I'm quite sure that sooner or later they would be able to recover. But there's no reason they should have to.
I do feel very responsible for them, in a way.
That is for the best, I'm sure.
The squalor that they were living in.
It's quite worrying. Where did you find them?
In a house in Queens. It was absolutely disgusting in there. Rotting meat, rotting human bodies. Neither they were bathed or eaten in days, it looked like.
Well, at least we can address that. I don't suppose one of your men would mind popping to the supermarket in the morning?
Oh no, they do as they're told.
Splendid. As you said, these don't seem to be much in the well, they don't seem to be quite ready for being sent on any kind of acquisition run at the moment, especially considering what they've been acquiring in recent times.
I had to promise them that we'd help Lady Erebeth.
We will. We will do our very utmost to help her.
I just feel responsible for the lie. I know
It is not a lie. We will do our best to help her.
Can it be done though? Can you become...
Quite possibly not. But in that case, the only thing we can do to help her is to put her out of her and our misery. It is still the best that we can do to help her. It is not a lie. It is simply an omission.
Just leans against one of the the walls in the corridor and sort of slumps a little bit. I don't know.
Not that they're likely to understand the difference, but...
Just hoping one day. That's why I was hoping that you take them on, and I thought they might be more comfortable with a lady like they've been used to. And, you know, they could go back to their regular patterns, and once the blood bond was broken.
Yes, I'll see what I can do. As I said, we're not lying. We are merely sugarcoating the truth for what they can handle at the moment.
It was either that or kill them. I didn't really want to do that. They tried to kill me.
They tried to protect Arabeth, I'm sure.
That's what I said. I said, you know, it's fine. You're just doing your best to protect her. And I can't be angry about that. I don't know. I did the same thing once. So.
Yes. I would have once. Fortunately, I was not called upon to do so, because I am very happy that it is no longer my attitude. But,
You don't strike me as someone that likes being under the thumb of somebody else.
no. Especially not someone that has very little appreciation for the power that role conveys.
Different times, I guess.
Yes. Fortunately, both of us have escaped that. Unfortunately, I do not think that these people can be allowed to.
No, they know too much. They already know about vampires and diablerie and
Yes.
you know, it's still control. It's still denial of freedom, but at least it's not the worst thing we could do.
Yes. And there's always the possibility, should they recover sufficiently, that they can at least have some semblance of a life.
Yes. Well, I guess I should get going. It's getting pretty late.
It is. And I should make up a shopping list.
Ghost sort of. It's almost as if she's daydreaming for a moment. She shakes her head. I think I'm just tired. It's been a long and hard day's night.
Yes. I'm sorry that you had to see that. What had become of her?
It's not a nice thing to see.
No. It's not nice to imagine, so I can only sympathise with what you might be going through.
It just surprises me. It doesn't seem like something Lady Arabeth would have been capable of. She seemed like a very controlled woman.
She was. But that is the change we must all guard against.
Yeah. Well, one mystery solved. I guess. Did you notice anything different about Limey tonight?
Yes, he did seem rather abrasive.
He was quite aggressive. He's not like that normally.
No, but as I'm sure you recall, nearly being set on fire can leave one a little out of sorts for a day or two.
Fair enough.
Should it continue, then you might want to be concerned.
It's just a bit of a dangerous game with Bruges, We're easily offended.
Very much so. Well, I'm sure you know more about our dear Harpy than I do, but if you do find yourself in need of any help on that matter, don't hesitate to call me.
Yeah. I will. Yeah. Jason's, yeah, you can tell she's sort of worn out. She can't quite get her sentences out properly. She's more in thought than distracted by her own.
Well, I hope that your ghouls will see you home safely.
None of them are ghouls just yet. I haven't really found one that I trust enough. Certainly not Billy. She says loud enough. Hopefully it will benefit you. I don't take things like that lightly. So, I don't know. It's a very careful consideration that I've been thinking about. Someone will come up, I'm sure.
Yes, well, it's not something that you need to rush.
No.
A properly chosen ghoul will be with you for a long time.
I hope so. I quite like that Russian dominatrix at the club. She had style.
She did.
I think she might have been Frederick, so
It's quite possible.
might have to steal her. You can tell she's sort of joking. There wasn't a serious tone to it.
Well, I wish you luck in finding what you're looking for. And hopefully your friends here will be able to help me in ensuring that my new guests at least eat well.
Yeah, well, you need anything, just give me a shout. She starts to make her way down the stairs. Just scream loud enough, I'm sure I'll hear you.
It might be easier if I got someone else to do the screaming. terror on the vocal cords.
True. Ghost thinks about making another joke, and then, but she does this a lot. She's sort of torn between her sense of humour and propriety. But you can tell she's musing over it. You know her expressions well enough by now. Instead, she just dips her head and heads towards the door. See a small cloud of smoke where the guards are obviously smoking outside. And unless you have anything else to say, we will end the scene there.
I think that seems reasonable.